Our group is focused on supporting formerly incarcerated individuals who are re-entering society. This group faces unique challenges during their transition back into the community. Formerly incarcerated individuals often encounter significant barriers, including stigma, limited access to employment opportunities, and a lack of support systems. By targeting this specific group, we aim to address the critical need for career development interventions that can facilitate a smoother reintegration process. Understanding the diverse backgrounds and experiences of these individuals is critical, as factors such as age, race, gender, and the nature of their offenses can influence their re-entry process. Our goal is to equip these individuals with the skills, resources, and guidance necessary to secure meaningful employment, reducing recidivism rates, and promoting long-term stability. Through tailored programs such as resume workshops and mock interviews, we hope to empower formerly incarcerated individuals in building successful careers and becoming contributing members of society.
Individuals reintegrating into society after being incarcerated would likely need much support in completing tasks necessary to successfully obtain employment. These tasks include building self-awareness as well as self-efficacy. Once there is progress in those areas, it will be necessary for the client to create goals and begin job exploration and research. The client may need support in enhancing skill sets or gaining new skills, as well as building an eye-catching resume and cover letter. Clients will likely need support in searching for appropriate jobs and positions, as well as in developing interviewing skills. Developing soft skills such as appropriate communication, conflict resolution, teamwork, and adaptability will also be very helpful for these individuals.
Clients can begin their self-advocacy journey here by seizing the opportunities we provide to overcome these types of barriers to employment. Through skill building and preparedness exercises, clients may be better equipped to engage in the job search process more effectively. We offer workshops on resume and cover letter writing with the goal of helping clients create tailored, effective application materials. Honoring the diverse cultural backgrounds, values, and experiences of formerly incarcerated individuals is also a crucial goal. Objectives include teaching various resume formats, addressing employment gaps, disclosing incarceration sensitively, and customizing resumes for specific jobs, as well as utilizing digital tools and AI for optimization. In addition, ongoing support will be provided through personalized resume reviews and job search resources. Clients may also participate in mock interviews to enhance their preparedness for job searches. The goal of these exercises is to focus on improving nonverbal and verbal communication, as well as emotional and cognitive skills, to boost career readiness and increase the likelihood of securing and retaining employment. Objectives include refining soft and hard skills, developing effective interview responses, coping with interview-related emotions, and understanding interview protocols as clients reintegrate into the workforce and society as a whole.
This resume and cover letter workshop for formerly incarcerated individuals focuses on identifying skills, experiences, and qualifications, addressing employment gaps, and overcoming the stigma of incarceration. It emphasizes transferable skills, resilience, and adaptability while ensuring cultural sensitivity and inclusivity. The goal is to assist participants to create effective resumes and cover letters suited for employment applications in a group workshop that respects their diverse cultural backgrounds, values, and unique experiences as formerly incarcerated individuals. The objectives are educate on resume formats, such as functional, chronological, skill-based, and combination, and cover grammar, style, and voice. Provide examples and templates, including strategies that address employment gaps and disclosure of incarceration with sensitivity. Guide participants on customizing for specific jobs. Identify and articulate transferable skills, including soft and hard skills. Optimize resumes for applicant tracking systems. Share digital resources and AI tools for resume creation. Offer follow-up support, including one-on-one resume reviews and information on job resources.
All right, so for our second activity, we are going to cover mock interviews. The goal of a mock interview are for students to be able to successfully exhibit nonverbal and verbal communicative skills and behavioral and emotional skills, concluding 8 practice interviews, which helps increase their opportunity of securing gainful employment. Objectives will touch on behavioral, emotional, and cognitive skills. For behavioral skills, students will learn about people skills, also known as soft skills, and technical skills, also known as hard skills. When interviewing for people skills, the interviewer will assess for one's ability to effectively communicate, manage conflict resolution, and then also exude empathy. For technical interview questions, which are considered quantifiable and specific to the position, the interviewer may ask questions that are specific to the subject or their competence in their knowledge within a specific area. So let's use a math teacher as an example. An example of people skills or people interview questions would assess the candidate's ability to show empathy to parents, students, and colleagues, whereas a technical interview question would likely assess for the teacher's ability to plan an effective lesson or assess their knowledge of grade-related math topics. When we think about emotional skills, students will also learn how to about common emotions provoked during interviews and effective coping skills. So an example could be when you're experiencing maybe jitterness or saying a lot. We can learn about what of those behaviors that we demonstrate during interviews that are most common or unique to us, and then how can we effectively use coping mechanisms to either eliminate or reduce those behaviors significantly. When we think about cognitive skills, we really focus on interview protocols, which are rooted in psychoeducation. So with this segment, students will learn about unlawful interview questions that can also be linked to questions about their incarceration record. Students will learn how to draft a thank you letter, concluding the interview. Students will learn about appropriate dress attire for interviewing. And last but not least, students will learn about panel versus individual interview sessions. So let's explore what this looks like to facilitate a mock interview. Mock interviews are a key component of career readiness workshops. A class on best interview practices and conducting mock interviews can last sometimes a single day or an entire workshop from anywhere between 1 week up to several months. So the first session will be psychoeducation focused, covering the objectives outlined earlier over the course of 60 minutes. This would include a 25-minute lecture followed by a 10-minute Q&A. After this, the facilitator and a staff member or a volunteer student would conduct a 15-minute mock interview for the entire class, which would conclude with a 10-minute Q&A. That would be considered day 1. Day 2 through 5, we would offer 90-minute mock interview sessions. Students would pair up and participate in 15-minute interview sessions where one student would act as the interviewer and the other student would act as the interviewee. Interviewers will receive a set of 4 behavioral questions and 1 technical skill question, and they will use open-ended feedback to help assess their partner's performance. This practice aims to improve both nonverbal and verbal skills over the course of 8 practice sessions as the interviewee. Depending on available resources, the teacher and co-facilitators will rotate between groups, providing evaluations leveraging a 5-point Likert scale and open-ended feedback.
The workshops may be structured over a period of hours or days, depending on time constraints and resources. However, the creation of a resume and cover letter can be emotionally intense, challenging, and time-consuming. Consider conducting a workshop over at least 2 days and ideally 5. Allow 15 minutes of each session for feedback and evaluation. In preparation, clinicians will meet one-on-one with each participant to assess and learn about the individual's background, including any work experience, education, skills, and training, and to discuss career goals and the types of jobs they're interested in. Participants should receive advanced materials on resume and cover letter formats, skills lists, and samples of templates. Participants are encouraged to arrive at the workshop with a list of soft and hard skills and experiences. Session 1, participants review resume and cover letter basics, including format, structure, grammar, and digital resources. Session 2, participants articulate their resume content and select a format. Session 3 is devoted to developing a compelling resume summary, address employment gaps, and highlight volunteer work or education. In Session 4, participants compose a personalized cover letter template for future customization. Session 5 is devoted to group review and individual revisions with positive, constructive feedback. Encourage participants to proofread to ensure the resume is free of errors and professionally formatted. In follow-up, participants meet with the clinician to review resume and cover letters and to create career goals and objectives. The decision to disclose a criminal history on a resume is a personal one and should be made carefully, considering factors such as the specific job, local or federal laws, and the participant's comfort level.
As we're thinking about how we're going to evaluate our project, it is important to think about how we are going to advocate within the community and with employers within the community in order to specifically encourage the hiring of formerly incarcerated individuals. While this may not necessarily be an evaluation component, we did feel like it was important to talk about here because really many of our measures may not be successful if we're not advocating for these individuals. We need to make sure that our community feels comfortable hiring formerly incarcerated individuals. And this is going to mean talking to them about what this means, what this looks like, what benefits might be available to them as a hiring company of this group, and just making sure that we know, okay, that they know that this is something that is beneficial to their business, this is something that will not harm their business, and that these individuals are people who will work hard and will, in the long run, serve them. So, while technically not an evaluation piece, it was important to discuss before we jumped into our effectiveness measures, which I've broken up into short-term and long-term effectiveness. In the short term, we're going to see who completes the program. So do we have a 50% completion rate? Do we have 90%? What percentage of people are staying engaged with this program over several weeks in order to put the different aspects such as interviewing, resume building, talking about different career types into place? We will also think about the feedback of the program. So we're going to ask folks pretty quickly, what did you think about this activity? What did you think? We're going to have questions asking about engagement and just generally gathering feedback at each step along the way. Long term, we're going to measure employment status. Do people stay employed? Are they more likely to be employed if they're completed this program? We're going to measure job satisfaction. How happy are they with their job? And life satisfaction. So this will be every few months that we will ask these measures. We're also going to check in with employers about their opinions on the program and if additional skills are needed in training. This is also a big part of our advocacy. So we're saying, hey, we're asking you to hire graduates of this program, folks who are formerly incarcerated. We know you might be a little bit apprehensive, so what can we do? How can we be more effective in the way that we are encouraging them to grow? And finally, we will compare recidivism rates between graduates of the program and those who do not complete or participate in the program. So are they less likely to re-offend? And hopefully they will be. So if they're having standard long-term employment, lower recidivism.